In the past, film and TV's depictions of the LGBTQ+ community and homosexuality have been overwhelmingly negative.
In Hollywood's early years, LGBT plus depictions were used as something to ridicule and laugh at.
This is what brings us the common stereotypes that everyone knows today as the feminine male and the very butch female. The Hays Code
was introduced in the 1930s to the 1960s, which made films self-censor as portrayal of homosexuality and such could not be overly overt. This was due to some religious and some women's groups.
The code was loosened around the early 70s, which also aligned with the dawn of the women's rights movement and the gay rights movement.
As well as being after the monumental moment in LGBT plus history, the Stonewall riots.
So how is it doing that?
Compared to the past representation, it has improved, but it still lacks. Several studies about representation in film and TV have shown that, quote, representation of bisexual and transgender characters may lag behind representation of homosexual characters, both gay men and lesbians.
The 90s was when things started to look up for representation, as films such as The Birdcage and Philadelphia were released, these both showing more overt homosexual characters, bringing it more into the public eye.
What was it like to portray a gay/LGBT character?
Great. I mean, fascinating in a lot of ways. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, to a certain degree, that the character's sexuality was kind of, to me, was kind of irrelevant. First and foremost, I just loved being part of the River City team. It was great fun, but it was also something that I didn't take lightly. You know, I knew it was very important that I portrayed it to the best of my ability and with sensitivity and understanding. It's interesting now because I think, you know, things have changed a lot in the last 2 or 3 years, and generally in kind of our industry, whether it's to do with ethnicity or sexuality and stuff like that. And so, interestingly, I don't know if that would happen now. I don't know whether I would get cast in that part. But yeah, I think maybe now that role would be cast with a gay actor. My only lasting hope is that, you know, I didn't offend anyone. I didn't offend anyone in portraying that character as that I was a straight man portraying a gay man, and that I hope I did it with the utmost kind of, you know, sensitivity and truth.
So is there hope in the future of representation in the media? In my opinion, yes. It will take time, but things are improving. More recurring LGBTQ plus characters are showing up, as well as amazing shows like Pose making history by casting 5 transgender actors in lead roles, as well as Sense8 on Netflix, which had spectacular amounts of representation that when it got cancelled, the fans' support got it returned for a final few episodes. One important issue which is also being improved is LGBTQ plus people of colour being represented. This is getting better, as to quote from GLAAD's annual Where Are We on TV report, for the first time in the report's history, half of LGBTQ plus characters on primetime cable are people of colour. Of course, things still aren't great, but this is just the start. The fan bases are there, so if you make it, they shall come.